write his own history in this series. Again, both these teams currently 1-1, so this is not a to the death series, but nobody wants to take an L either. I look forward to Overpass, but that will be the second map of the series. We start with Inferno, and in we go. paiN will begin as the aggressors here on Inferno. The Julies will be out. For the CT side, Senzu Kvem holding 4 pistols. See, the odds will be favoring paiN UA. Not too concerned with the recent roster changes then. The big names on the server may be the difference makers for them.
Yeah, I think that's something that we definitely will have a lot of focus on. Like yesterday, we saw Henny, for example, absolutely blasting people, and that made an enormous difference, as you might imagine. So Senzu had a really good debut game with paiN UA yesterday in terms of his ability to frag. So we'll see that, I'm sure, again today as the attack comes into the B sites. We'll see if paiN UA can kind of hold this here. Senzu the back with the dualies, and okay, not able to get too much. Overwhelmed fairly quickly. Leaving try to just kind of hold space for the retake as he waits patiently for his teammates to position.
Kvem still looking for a flank around top mid. Maybe making his way down to Banana now. There is utility for the retake here. Smoke at the front of the site may stop the T's on Banana from looking for that flank. Try waiting to swing. In comes the flash. The clock is ticking though. They don't have defuse kits that I can see. They don't have many frags either. Might be too late now to secure this one as the T's will delay as long as possible. JT in the pool position where he will drown as paiN take the pistol.
ESM always looks happy, actually, no matter what. I feel like it always looks really, really happy, which is cool to see. Cool to see the energy, the vibes. You got to have the vibe guy. He seems like a good prospect for a vibe guy.
Yeah. He looks like an absolute unit as well, if you look at the profiles on HLTV. Like, if you wanted to get in a lift and he was standing in your way, you're not getting in a lift. I had that situation once with Boomich. When he put the boom in Boomich, you know, I think he's a lot thinner now, but my word, he could really fill a lift door. Lift entrance.
Okay, well, moving on. We've got the stack on the B site, so you know, presumably, you know, following the same principle, trying to blockade that B site.
What would you look like with a Zempic face?
Yeah, the stack is.
Do you think ChatGPT could do that for me? If I asked it to do.
Wait, what?
If I gave it a picture and said, "Give DDK a Zempic face," kind of gaunt look, you know, with the cheeks. Yeah. Have you seen that?
The sunken cheeks, or sunken eyes. Everything's sunken.
Let's see if I can do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have seen that.
Ask anything.
But yeah, it looks like the stack has been largely avoided. Actually, only Nyx was investing into this one, so I don't think they're even going to care too much if they do fall here. But it'd be kind of nice to see if they can take down some players. Obviously, you've got VSM. He really is he's the man. He's at the Mac 10, so you want to throw him. Anyone at this, you throw him at it. You can obviously make some money, bonus money with the
of Daniel DDK Kapadia with a Zempic face. I spelled your name correctly, but then wrote a Zempic face. We'll see what happens with that.
What's a Zempic face?
A reference photo.
So yeah,
please upload a clear picture of Daniel DDK Kapadia so I can accurately generate an edited version with the Zempic face. Look, let's go. All right, let me find a picture. You have to do the work while I do this. Bye.
And you used to have to like outsource this to chat, but these days you're just going straight to AI. You're replacing the job of chat with AI. I feel like it's all over for us. Okay, well, we're into the bite rounds for both sides, and it is a heavy pressure on the Banana side of things here for the CTs. A quick presence there, you know, something that you can begin to condition, something that's not obviously something that it's quite typical, I should say, obviously, of Banana. Both sides investing heavily. A quick walk though to the arch side might actually catch JT off completely. Great timing found there. And with that, now a split to the B site is a huge threat for the CTs to deal with.
Senzu managing to stay alive. Great support from Kvem as well. Holding things down quite well on Banana in this round, but the flank is coming from VSM. Is it too little too late, however? He knows he's got a few targets. He has collected the first. That bomb needs to be rescued. Very interesting scenario, and I wonder what Try does in this situation. Moving from the A bomb site to that library position. Maybe a backup if that bomb gets rescued. A lot of time for this engagement to continue, and he will continue heading over towards B. So there will be a sandwich for paiN. As the smoke is on Banana, do they look behind themselves?
paiN sandwich. Yeah. Very awkward situation. Every kill matters in this spot, even if you end up losing the rounds. 2 players left. Nyx really baiting at the moment as well, trying to create more delay. 20 seconds to go, and so this is a huge play from Nyx. How much longer can he stop them? 15 seconds, they're going to go straight to the A site. I think there is just barely enough time here, and that's going to put Try in a very, very difficult position.
Just in time. Furia's got the angle as well. Does Try check the hard right. He doesn't. That's a frustrating way to have an early round on Inferno. And that big smile continues. Ooh. And your Ozempic face kind of looks like, it's kind of handsome. I think they made your eyebrows sharper as well.
Oh, really? I guess you'll have to put it in on the whiteboard later.
Oh, yeah.
To see.
Not a bad shout.
That is disappointing for paiN, especially on your first buy round, getting kind of smashed like that. After getting a pretty good situation, getting the bomb down, kind of dealing with some, one of the prongs of the split. But I think it was such a great play from paiN though as well. They managed to find that timing through Arch, maybe a couple seconds ahead of paiN's ability to understand that was even a possibility. So very good stuff there from paiN already on this Inferno pacing. And it also kind of sucks because as a CTs, you want to condition the Ts to expect certain timings with your util, but now the util is going to go. So what is he trying to communicate?
Tech pause. Must be a camera. Right, I'm just sorting out this whiteboard quickly.
He's just always smiling, man. I like it's awesome.
I want to see some clutches from VSM, with no bias to who wins the match, but I love me a VSM clutch. I think in all the matches we've watched where VSM's on one of these squads, he's always putting in some big rounds. Like he's a big difference maker for his team. Often the difference between winning and losing a game in a series. And I want to see that kind of action. I want that to continue on this team. Right.
It'd be good to see. Is he having a staring competition with us? I'm winning.
He kind of looks like Brazilian Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop with that smile.
I like if you put VSM in any room, it'll make the room better.
I've put your pictures on the board now, so I don't know if production want to pop over there, but the pictures are there if they want to. While this tech pause, before and after the Chat GPT Ozempic face.
All right, ordering Ozempic right now. BRB. That is an old picture now.
It is, yeah. There were pictures with a fat beard. It looks pretty good. Some pictures of you with a meaty beard. I tried to grow a beard once, and my mother told me, she ordered me to shave. Because I've never really got past the patchy stage, but my patchy stage was very patchy for a while. So
sounds like you need to commit.
My mum's never ordered me as a grown-ass man to do something before. She was proper offended, family name offended. What are you doing going out like that? I was like, wow, tail between legs. I went home and shaved immediately. Dear me.
Were you gonna get disowned?
Maybe. I mean,
removed from the family tree.
I'm not trying to refuse an order from my mum.
It's gonna redact your name from all of the family history. Like some form of classified document.
So paiN, paiN UA, Ninjas in Pajamas versus NRG afterwards. I remember, NRG's had a few owners. I remember one of the early owners. I'm not sure if it was the original owners, but one of the owners was a guy called Gerard. He used to have, in America, the Walmarts there, he used to have these kiosks. So you could have like PC support, basically, in Walmarts, which I think is how he made his money. But I remember when he was an owner of NRG, I have no idea where we were, obviously somewhere in America, but he used to at some point be in the military, and people will often have gross stories in the military, and he was telling me some really gross stories, some biologically gross stories. Nothing about like warfare or anything, just just like life in the camp or wherever they stay. Where do they stay? Barracks? And it was gross. Not something I wish to repeat on stream, but entertaining, but like yucky, very yucky. But, yeah.
Makes sense. I always hear offensive stories from rugby players who have like the most insane hazing rituals, and they're like the grossest stuff you can imagine they do to each other.
Yeah, it's that level. Not those kind of things, but gross. Rugby level of gross. I don't know who's the owner of NRG these days. Or owners. Maybe it's a company. Probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see how this paiN UA lineup develops, considering some of the changes and bringing Sensu in. How good is his English? Is this common knowledge?
I do not have an answer for you.
It is interesting though, because if you can unlock the ability to play on an international roster, obviously as a career move, that's very helpful to be available in that way.
I think if you're in Europe for a fair amount of time, then I think playing things like FPL really helps with English. Obviously, you'll start with game language, if you will. Like for example, I have a Russian-speaking friend who I got to teach me things like left, levo, right, pravo, behind you, Zadi or Pozadi Tebia. So just like super basic stuff so I could communicate to a teammate if they speak only Russian. But obviously, with there's a lot of people with, let's say, broken English playing CS together. And I think that probably makes it more accessible if you are also going to start with broken English. So you can, start with the basic comms and so on. So I think that environment has made it much easier for people to join international teams that maybe otherwise wouldn't have a chance, if that makes sense. So I think the current environment lends itself to more international players, not being limited to a more remote country away from European Counter-Strike, if you will. So that's pretty awesome. But some languages are harder than others to overcome and start speaking English without studying it full time.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll get the kind of real-time language translation that's going to get like built into software, and that's going to solve the problem. Maybe
we could take a quick look at the whiteboard. I've put the results of our. There we go. So the top one is an old picture of Dan, and the bottom one is ChatGPT's rendition of a Zempic face. But you kind of look like that dude from Twilight now. What's his face? The Batman guy. What's his name? Edward or something.
God, Patterson?
That's the one.
Patterson?
Yeah. That's not a bad look.
That is a chick flick, James. Have you watched it?
What, Twilight? My woman forced me to watch it, and I was like, all right, I'm in. She threatened.
It's like the women in your life force you to do a lot.
She threatened to use it as a threat, and I was like, all right, bet, let's sit down and watch it. I was like, cool, when are we watching the next one?
Seems like the threatening strategy works.
Yeah.
I must find a good threat for you.
Yeah.
How may I coerce you?
If you want beef, it's beef, even if it's the girly. So we're not just like, let's watch it then. Wait, I've got such a. I wish I was that happy. My words.
I know that's what I'm saying. Bro, this is not normally. Like, what's in the water over there?
Well, it is early. What have you got?
One eternity later.
Oh, we're back.
Ooh.
Let's go. I was about to ask you the big questions, Dan, but they'll have to wait. So,
really long questions?
Well, you don't know. There is no answer now because you're not going to hear them. Unless something else happens, then maybe you will hear them. Or I'll forget. Or maybe I hadn't got as far as formulating the question because you know me, I do things on the fly. But either way, you won't know. So there.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we're back in this one. And paiN 3-0 up against paiN UA. So good start to the T side so far. Rather disappointing, I think, first buy for paiN UA from their perspective. But it was a fun round, though, to see that split work out. paiN already looking quite nice. We'll see what they can do with the banana control here. Looking to open it up. And they've got top banana pretty quickly and easily. So paiN UA giving that one up, opting to control apartments instead. Actually fairly aggressive setup in apartments. Looking to catch one of the lurks that, typically in these defaults, you'll see one or two players clearing these positions. But actually very passive from paiN, so they're not susceptible to this at all.
Some useful util from the CT, softening up the Ts. Very vulnerable to ordnance in that top banana position. So you've got to be careful if it has been conceded. Didn't quite go to plan there.
Nice. Big pickup from Pyria, though. He manages to catch the apartments player. And this is really good fundamentals on Inferno right now from paiN that we're seeing. Oh, wow. VSM also catches a nice there. Obviously just pistols, but this looked like a regular default. And sort of, I think they baited paiN UA into kind of expecting certain things, but paiN were a little bit more passive in certain spots and just get the catch. Really well done by them. So this is very encouraging to see from paiN.
I think it's always a good measure of a team in like these rounds are easy to get wrong, especially when you're using timing and pacing. They're easy to get wrong in terms of keeping tabs on a mental image of the map, utility being used and so on, expectations. It's a lot of things to track. And if you make a mistake, then it could prove fatal. So always a good measure of a team in how they manage rounds such as these, where they are a little dangerous. The CT side buys some utility to kind of thwart your timing and put you in a less than desirable situation. paiN have had some big tests in the last few days. We've enjoyed watching them.
Terrorists win.
We've seen them on Inferno as well. They'll be quite comfortable here. A promising start. Everybody looking relaxed. I've enjoyed the negative body language we've seen from teams when things have gone wrong. Telling a story, burying their eyeballs in the palms of their hands and so on. So let's see what emotions these teams will take us on through this series.
Makes sense for you, but probably no one who's watching. Which is, in fighting games, there's this thing called the vortex, where a character gets in your face and you kind of are just forced to defend, and then they kind of condition you to expect certain timing, certain attacks to come at certain places, and so you then have to play the mind games, which is they've made me expect this thing, So I'm going to try to defend it, or should I? Because maybe now they'll do the different thing, and that's really the heart of what that is.
Okay.
The vortex. Oh, what's that?
Some people describe it as the Oki as well. Like, which option?
Oh, right, yeah,
Which option
yeah.
do I pick?
Yes.
This is which option did I think I'm going to pick? What am I expected to pick?
Is that the Japanese? Is it? I guess from the Japanese fighting game community that where that same term
Yeah, I
from?
suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. Japanese fighting gods.
And you see that there's a webcam on a mug on a table. When I'm doing sim racing, obviously, you know, because my webcam's on my monitor, but when I'm sim racing, I'm much lower. Obviously because I need to be at the height of my wheel, so my chair's all the way down. So I literally use a mug with my webcam, so you can see that the wheel in the corner of the picture. So I'm very familiar with that. So many chairs, so many cameras. I'm interested in the wall art. There's some land pictures to the left.
Is that an Elgato mug?
I don't know, it's just a white mug.
I'll have to try that someday. But I don't have like a mug big enough, tall enough. I'd have to get a really tall mug.
What have you just got? Espresso cups?
Is a stack
in your
them.
kitchen?
Don't have any espresso cups, unfortunately.
You don't have a coffee machine?
No,
You're making that crappy American coffee?
No,
a brew, whatever.
I grind the beans and then I use a French press.
Oh,
I use a machine.
No, I have
Pled.
I have a grinder, and then I've got one of those classic Italian machines, which actually hilariously.
And go blood.
Shoot! On the left! Nice! You killed him. We killed him? Yes.
I have an autopilot, so
You have an old pilot.
yeah, that's
Okay.
that's gonna be a
That's
lie.
not bad. That's not a bad lie.
He heard me. 360.
Here at ESL, we've been studying Rage for generations.
I happen to feel like anime is probably ruining society.
I mean, I could see why you say that.
Yeah.
It's been a great day for Apex. What? And it will continue. Number one in the whole world side against the Flash.
Edmonton Flames, that's your right? Fuck off.
Your aim, Chad, has always been dog shit.
These title and application processing fee not included. If choking is experienced, please consult your nearest esports agent.
He's not happy with the okay for break.
He's going to Falcons, though. Plenty of insiders have said this.
USA CS Renaissance is upon us.
Cathedral might just be their tomb as Apex all five.
I'm really bad in English. Side, there's a reaction.
Let's go, Nico.
Situation. I don't think so. Perhaps you shouldn't have any at all. Oh, but we're back. Okay, great. So the CT side now looking for their first round. The pistol rounds, the struggle at the start is over. We've got the AWP in the hands of Try. Of course, NQZ on the other side will have one of his own from the previous round. So let's see if paiN can start to claw things back. Everybody on the board so far, apart from Nyx. Maybe he can find his first frag soon, but Senzu will begin the proceedings with the MP7 charging down Banana.
And this is really great but also getting that banana control. They got the deep paiN obviously getting the opening pick control as well. So it does put some questions on the T side. Do you expect the CTs to kind of rotate players off of this position? Maybe just have one guarding from half wall, which is oftentimes the Ts will just go for more of a committee typical because commitment towards top mid. That's just very happy to. But I always love to see a T side kind of re-challenge Banana with the requisite utility. And that's what we're kind of seeing here. So they're re-clearing it, and you can see this pulls a rotation back from the A side. It prevents the CTs from cheating that extra player towards A. And now for paiN, they can choose to go B or to go A.
Time is starting to get quite low. Still a third man towards A. Try with the AWP from long. Sees no one. That's not a good sign for the CTs because there's still presence on Banana. Senzu's not going to round the corner to see if anyone else is there. 5 HP, but tries out of position now. And there's much work to be done on A, which is being done. paiN UA hold everybody alive at the end of the round as well. And then QZ will have to quietly slink away and hold on to that. No need to lose the AWP as well.
Counter-terrorists win. A nice shutdown of this round for sure by paiN UA, just opening up with that aggressive banana control. Now, one of the ways that you can, as a T side, if you think they're going to do it again, kind of blow it up, is by just going for a super fast timing on the A sites. Because typically the CTs might want to have 3 players opening banana to get that initial pressure, and it creates a weakness, a timing weakness for them on top mid. Right at the start of the round. So that's one potential exploit. If you expect them to just go 3, for that banana control straight away. Very aggressive from Try there. Going quite deep on that mid peak. Into second mid, but looks like no aggression from paiN really. And paiN UA allowed to start the round the same way as they did in the previous round. The bottom banana control.
Senzu ready and willing to be a nuisance. Those grenades not quite hitting the mark. ESM heard Try falling back from his position earlier on. That aggressive AWP position, which may be a cheap warning for future rounds. But this isn't the first round where paiN have really been trying to hold on to banana. Either all of it or some of it. And some of it, again, is important when you're determining whether or not to rotate that third man. We saw that in combination with Try clearing top mid late on, seeing no one, even though they were just around a corner previously. Starting to bunch together now towards the A bomb site while Snow holds on banana.
Smoke on B, but there's no CTs that actually there. They've already rotated off. Nice opening pick from VSM. 20 seconds, so T-side committed onto this A site. Very dug in defense. We'll see if they're able to circumvent it. Try then needs to get this opening connection. He's going to be able to do that. Now the bait for Kvem, who's up on the box. Really nice opening kills there from him on the defense, but it's going to be an overwhelming push from paiN that will be successful. And what a great round to win, James. We only just had paiN UA, picking up a CT round, so this is pretty devastating for their chances right now on this half.
Really abusing the numbers game on A there as well. Trading back and forth until no more CTs remain. They'll be able to eke out another buy though, and this time they'll have 2 AWPs. Well, paiN UA. Senzu's gone to pick one up as well. Tired of standing in the smoke grenades. He's hungry for more action. Now, is Snow in trouble? Grenades start to stream in his direction, but the smoke will save him from the flames on this occasion. And 10 stand with 1:30 remaining. Try of angles towards top mid. They don't know, A, where the AWP is, and B, that there's another one. Lots of surprises to come their way. Senzu will announce over towards B. Now, we'll expect Try to be on A with an AWP as well.
It's a minute to go, and we are going to see paiN in a tricky position. CT is now holding defensive lines, but actually the re-clear attempt from Try into the boiler is going to go quite poorly for paiN UA. So 2 to a site now, and paiN get to collect the bomb and pick the final destination. Now there isn't really the information for paiN UA to know precisely what's coming, but JT has a smoke. And it still has a smoke, actually. So there's another smoke available for this B site.
Wondering if Senzu would rattle off the cannon. Well, that smoke has gone in a really bad position for paiN UA. What a weird bounce. And look at the results of it. Senzu going crazy with the AWP, but they've got to force their way forward. There's only 17 seconds on the clock. That is brutal. Please show me a replay of that. I've never seen a bounce like that. But surely these are fixed lineups. How does that happen? It gives exactly enough space for Senzu to stand there. And they walk to their demise. Brutal.
Ooh, VSM as well getting caught in the spray there. Great flicks from Senzu. Standing like a colossus at the base of the site there, unable to allow them to pass. And now, paiN getting themselves back into this one. Some deep presence here, top mid. 3 players looking to peek all at the same time there. Getting the pressure on. We've often had that pressure coming from the top banana position. But this time, you know, showing that early top mid. So just switching up the setups. Challenge though, onto Senzu. Easily dealt with. Last couple bullets, finding the head of snow. Shutting down banana aggression. And so once again, paiN off to a really good start. See if they can hold on to that though. Here comes paiN looking to try to pressure top mid.
Some really good with the sound cues. Able to disengage as well. He was looking, expecting that second player to be there, but just able to avoid tries AWP. Will they be expecting a resurgence in mid this early though? Again, they're really good at not showing. But will he catch somebody off guard here? 40 seconds.
Oh, the timing.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
Oh, man.
It's happened again.
He's such a good spot too. And now look at this. We've got 1 player on the site. Nyx is going to have to defend against the entire team. And if he fails, his teammates are saving here. So it's basically a 1 versus 4. Okay, good start there from Nyx. Still holding onto the site, creating a little bit more delay. Maybe there is a go of this here. There's actually plenty of time for the retake. In terms of retake utility, we've only got a couple flashbangs, though, for the CTs. No more smokes or util available for the T side. Great opener from Try there onto VSM. Now giving forward space for the CTs to claim. A whiff there from NQZ makes it all on Pyria's shoulders. Up here in the graveyard, toying with these headshot positions. Oh, isolating the fight just as you're supposed to. Very close, but it will be paiN with a very important retake in the bag.
Round like that feels like we're on the 3rd map rather than the 1st. The most important frag on the site, the bomb carrier. No one else close by so much time for the CTs to close the distance. I think having the AWP on one of the retakers in that scenario was really important as well. Posting up, see the T's trying to swing on them. Right tool for the job in that regards. A narrow victory, a very important one though for paiN. paiN threatening to run away with this first half, but look at them now.
I'm looking.
There's not much to see. Just a few pistols. They have to rebuild now. Doors open firmly for paiN. Senzu very aggressive on banana. Round after round. Not shy at all. Handily dealt with.
From JT.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary with Senzu dying there, going for that peak. You don't really have to do it, but he's feeling confident. So you also don't want to deny him playing intuitively. And we get the timeout from paiN as well. Now that paiN gets to string those 2 rounds together, we'll get the buy up from the paiN side. And they have managed to find, I think, a variety of things that have worked so far. So I think it's really about deciphering, where do they see, what do they see their opponents actually doing in terms of adjustment? Because oftentimes you can trigger the CT sides to create a mix-up themselves or play disruptively coming out of a timeout like this. So we'll see how the double AWP setup works out for the CTs. Some teams can do that really well, and others struggle a little bit more to make it work.
Double AWPs again. Interesting. Senzu heading over towards A. And Try towards B. like the fluidity of this. Like, oh, okay, maybe we can do this play with these spawns. Why not? Airstrike, and Big Azira is still standing. One of the toughest jobs. Fight for control early on Banana. T or CT. Lots of junk to dodge.
There you go, the play there made by the T's moving forwards from the half wall. So much patience, the tension now broken by this fast movement into the site and absolute annihilation on those defenders. There's nothing that they could have done to stop that one, and it's going to have to just be just got to give it up. And there's a luck. Pyria is going to be trying to hunt down these remaining CT players, and so that there is not it's not the end of the problems in this round just yet for the CT side. But a complete change of pace and approach. So the cook-in in that timeout definitely working out for paiN.
That is a table punching scenario on Banana. CT falling back, the T swinging. Not sure if it was try pulling a nade out or something, but if he's holding the angle there, maybe he even gets the collapse, but that's got to be so frustrating. Really important they save these rifles now. Drops will be required. Oh, that timing. Terrorists win. Expensive lessons learned. Liking the different looks we're seeing on the CT side. That's a frustrating outcome on that occasion. Able to spread the welfare and continue. See what Senzu's got to offer this time. Lots of junk coming his way. But position has been taken. Snow's up deep on Banana. This is really important early map control with relatively little utility required. Oh man, speaking of, they are doing really nice work. The food mallet is out, Dan.
Yeah, but the retake kind of incendiary and half-wall smoke here from the CTs is going to be ineffectual because there's no push behind it to clear this position, take it away, so the T's can just stand in front of it. And they've also got top mid control too, so the information game being very well handled by paiN. They've got everything they want. The CTs now, there's the push from Nyx in apartments. That's a good counterplay. And that's going to just give a 5v4 advantage. But the numbers right now are on Banana. And you can see the Passion UA will bring a third player towards that B site. Maybe having so much confidence now based on what they've seen. And that frag too. That this is going to be a B exec. So there could be an opportunity. If they can get this pick onto try somehow, there's a way to win this round. There's the peak. The wide swing is dealt with very effectively by Try.
Finally, he's gone top mid and actually seen someone. What a great time to do it. 20 seconds. I guess we're saving boys. It's a great round for Passion. Well, it's a great round for both because paiN did a great job of taking Banana early. Reasonably unscathed. Ate some grenades, but kept a lot of grenades for later on. But I think after that, they took top mid as well. So they had so much map control. But Passion know that they can't just sit there and, like, with all that map control, with the time left as well, it's really less than ideal. So the apps push comes in at a great time. The crouch peak gives them some space, and it gets better for them. We've seen so many rounds where tries look top mid for info, see no one. So had to rotate over towards B due to lack of activity, despite everybody being just around the corner. But this time he is rewarded.
Yeah, that he is, yeah. I really did like VSM's play, despite getting taken out. Another aggression top Banana, of course, here from the T side, straight through. A trade 1-for-1. That's not bad. Senzu's still out there. Deagle coming on through. And he keeps re-peeking. The aggression is honestly outrageous. Still alive. Still somehow alive. Eventually gets taken down by the oncoming T players of paiN. And VSM with another kill. And that is the final kill that was necessary to truly gain access. Get themselves a 2v2 after plant.
Senzu does not back down. I love it. Nice presence of mind from Pyria to drag the utility over as well, to make this as hard as possible. Nix and Try has got lots of util as well for this retake. U-Box might be a little hot soon. Does the HG come before the molly though? While the smoke is up. On a position will do. There is a crossfire for the Ts. There are kits for the CTs. They've got to find the locations. That clock is ticking. They're forcing them real deep. Try's got one more to find, and he rounds the corner just in time. Is there any way to do this? Pyria just needs to hide now, surely. Until it's too late. Indeed, it is.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League. It's the B stream, and we are underway with paiN UA versus paiN Gaming. Both teams actually looking really good in their respective ways after a hard-fought first half where paiN took the edge, 7-5. But we're now going to see what paiN UA can do on their terrorist side. ESM is always going to be smiling no matter what happens.
He's getting his cute on.
The problem is, it's the I know something you don't kind of smile.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm kind of
I'm guilty or something. Oh, no! Ah. Deary me. I wish there was a third one there. Everybody likes some grenade frags. What a good start. Always about how you finish. 4 players are still alive. They're close enough for the headshots, for the one-shot headshots. So let's see. A great swing from Snow, thinning the numbers yet further. Try and Senzu remain. Now Try's got 4 to find, getting peppered even through the smoke. Oh, nothing going his way because Zera definitely has good sound settings then. Great start, great finish for the CTs on that one. Very happy. There's a lot of good vibes in that room.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really awesome roster, I think. You know, again, like seeing the elevation that they had last year at the Austin Major, kind of getting to the playoffs, you know, performing in a way that we didn't expect, and then kind of the building that they've done over time. You know, getting VSM, Pyria in there. It's a really, really good look on this team, and I think they could be extremely dangerous this year. Speaking of which, paiN UA also looking to get going with their new roster additions. And now it's just a creep. The apartments creep.
Ooh. Oh! Nothing worse than that. You're just trying to get your shots off. Your mate's like, me. Gotta pad those stats. These rounds are prompt. The buy rounds are ever closer. First map of the series. Plenty more CS to come today. Inferno Overpass Mirage for this series. I'm very curious to see if Senzu can keep up his level of CT aggression throughout the entire series. Because he doesn't seem to have any desire to back down in any scenario. And that's great. That's what you want. We need more players like that. Giving me JW vibes.
Yeah, it's a good point. Kind of reminds me of sparring, you know, real life fighting, but I'll get back to that. We've got the banana control battle going, raging on right now. NQZ testing top mid. LT's re-clearing it as well. So both teams trying to be responsible about these key positions on the map. And the CT is forced to be fairly passive. The one thing that paiN UA don't have, though, is top banana control. They don't necessarily know what's up there at the moment. And it is open to be retaken, and that's what's going to happen. Top banana's retaken as this mid push kind of comes in. And that pick in mid, that exchange, that deep, that's going to trigger an initial rotation. But no, they realize now they're kind of going back to B. They know what's going on now. They're ready to defend this B push. The smoke's up in time. The HE is going to kill JT. And now there's not too much left here for paiN. paiN UA, I should say. I guess not much left for them to do.
Yeah, it was
hold on now.
An interesting scenario. They had a 2-man setup, did paiN towards long with VSM and I think it's NQZ in the arch position. I don't know if it was sound cues he heard from Banana, because you can hear Banana from that area, and Speedway, of course. But he started to pull away towards CT just as VSM started engaging with his off angle, which was unfortunate timing. But I don't think that whole setup was detected by the T, so they may replicate it in a future round. But with how tagged Senzu and Kvem are, they will opt to live to fight another day.
Yeah, the point I was going to make with Senzu, you were saying with the aggression, kind of reminds me, if you ever done some fighting or like sparring against someone that's just like way better than you,
yeah,
and you kind of like you can't kind of like move forward on them because the way that their footwork is and their positioning and their presence, it just like kind of prevents you from advancing. you're just slowly realizing that eventually you're in the corner of the room and like, oh, guess I'm about to get wrecked.
I did some MMA classes for a year until the guy doing them was jailed for drug dealing. But there'd be some newbie guys who'd come along and I'd spar with them, but my arms were long, so I'd just be like punching them in the head and then they just wouldn't come back. But then there was a guy who was, did some boxing in his life and he just kept punching me in the face. And I've got to say, that's when I realized I don't like getting chinned. Like, that feeling is horrible. It's really nasty.
Yeah.
It's not pain, it's just like weird. It's just darkness. Anyway, 5-10. paiN got a healthy lead at present. paiN have work to do on their T side. Senzu currently 13 for 8. Putting up good numbers for the squad. We'll see if he can continue to lead by example as far as the fragging is concerned. AT's got some leading to do as well. Quite a lot of double AWP on that CT side.
Top mid is taken. SM staying fairly forward there. Decent positioning to try to hold this, but that opening pick might make things a little tricky. Try now speeding things up. Up from the pits. NQC's going to whiff that one. That's going to create problems here. You need to thin out these numbers. Another pick. JT all the way from library. And now Big Azera's got a lot of work to do. Swinging out. That is great stuff, but no follow-up. paiN stuck in the apartments. Does have Snow coming in from library side as well. Snow needs to create some space for paiN to make a move here. paiN repositioning to Boiler. Timing is everything on this. The dominoes can get started in favor of paiN. No. Well, they certainly will, I suppose. It's the pyramid that has collapsed for the paiN side. And a much-needed round, given how close paiN are to just taking this Inferno outright.
Really important that they checked apartments as they made their way up short as well. After seeing the AWPer take a swipe at them and then fall back to the pit position, there was potential for a bait with paiN in the apartments, but they took nothing for granted, which was really important. There were so many of them, though. I don't know if that could have been a swing moment, even if he was not initially detected. But both squads will be able to buy in round 17. QZ will continue with the AWP, but top mid has been lost very early indeed. A minute 35 on the clock, relatively cheaply for paiN UA, but we'll see if they can exploit that as they have top banana as well.
And just sitting top mid now to just keep that presence building, the threats building on the CT side, who've now been forced to 4 players towards A. And for paiN UA, you need to keep these players here if you're going to rotate back, obviously. But they're sort of just creating delays, suggesting they could be rotating back. Here comes the info play from the CTs. The timing, though, who is it going to favor? The team kill. So it's a 1-for-1, and that's going to favor the T side for sure, as they now begin to split the A side. But this pit setup, this is everything now. NQZ missing some of these shots in the previous round. Now up for redemption, delivering against Tri. And in fact, it's looking a little labored now for the paiN UA side, as they are going to get eliminated.
Yeah, didn't all make it off that long position. AWP in the pit was always going to be brutal. Easy to avoid the util. And they keep smiling despite the team kill. I feel like many AWPers have favored ranges and other ranges where they might miss a little more often. Let's see how that continues across the different maps here. Not shy to have a look though is NQZ. Maybe warming up for the games to come, as he may be more required in the future ones. 11-6 looking superb for paiN in the first map of this series.
The hero AK there for Senzu, getting a pick in a spot where they can recover the weaponry. I don't think it was stolen away. Or was it? was collected. So now 2 AKs in the round, 5v4. Very awkward for the CT side because you don't really want to go aggressive to find out what's happening. You kind of have just to rely on playing some of these angles well. NQZ on the top mid angle is nice, but you can see that the smoke is going to force him back, constricting the information and the space right now for paiN Gaming.
Can see some repositioning on B. Maybe lineups to deploy the utility. That's pretty much all the util left. Snow has the HE. Dare he throw it? There is a smoke cut for the time being. They're all lighting up as well. Oh, this could be utterly brutal. He sees the grenade streaming in and he's got one of his own. Look at the damage done. He's really softened them up, but they'll need a little more than that. If he could hold position here while his team rotate, no, he can't. That is a big game changer. Look how far away his teammates are. He needed to stay alive there.
Yeah, and it's going to be very hard now. No util for this retake and AWP in the hands of NQZ. They don't have money, so I don't see a world where you want to just give this AWP up in a round like this. They're going to fall back. And this is where it all begins for paiN UA. I mean, you know, really rocking the CT economy. NQZ cannot give this AWP up. He's going to try to get another kill maybe. They will challenge the angle. It's a whiff though. And now gets to fall back to safety. So, all right. In with a chance. paiN UA. Can they bring it back here on Inferno? That's the big question.
Just got to keep them poor. It will require great focus, however. Yeah, that was a big issue. The round was smoked. When Snow took one in the face there, really needed to hold that area. Just took an off angle maybe, while his teammates rotate in. Wanted to make it more winnable. Risk was taken, didn't pay off. A mixed bag in round 19 for the CT squad. That AWP is still up, but they need to see more output from it. Again, it's been a tool to find information mid to late round. We saw NQZ get smoked off on long in the round prior. They need to find some advantage, be it a pop flash and a swing from Snow or an AWP later on. He'll stay for a second one and be denied. And there's only so much the MP9 can do.
And this is really nice space game by the paiN UA side on this B-bomb side at the moment. JT really pushing the action. Knows that there's a player stuck backside somewhere. They're taking advantage of this timing. Bomb needs to be collected. Oh no, Kvem died. He got picked off. They need to go back for the bomb here after they pick up the site. This is problematic. The CTs aren't going to find the bomb, I don't think, but you can see now the mad dash from Nyx to go and get the bomb. And he's going to hit a step in. Can he win this battle? It's so important. Low HP and VSM will fall. And with that, the bomb is collected. And they must surely know, the CTs, that is precisely what was happening here. But it is a free path back to the B site to the eventual plant.
I think they must have realized there's no nades. They need to cross. Oh, that could have been both of them. It will be one way or another. Back and forth this goes. 18 seconds for JT, and the bomb is in a place that commits him. Perhaps a point of no return. No cover as he collects it. Perhaps he's not expecting. Oh, he is. He is! Doesn't look long enough, though. So much time pressure. And it will get the best of him. What a back and forth round.
Yeah. The pick onto Kvem is like, oh, God, that's so devastating. And it kind of makes sense in a way, because I think the progress towards B, you know, they took it opportunistically. They was kind of given some moments where they could take space and take timings, and they just took them. Kind of as you should, but, you know, sometimes, obviously, if you're playing that way and the bomb is down, you maybe plan for a slower round. You know, you're not going to be able to react as quickly. So it's a rough situation. I'll see what
for paiN UA.
Yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done here. See a Max 7 rearing its ugly head.
So painful. That That was, honestly, that looks like a collat. That was, I don't know how that wasn't. Okay, last chance saloon. He goes down. Top mid.
Just around the corner. Oh boy, that's so meaty. There's a team kill in there as well. Chaos at the top of Banana. And only 2 remain for paiN. And there'll be lots of paiN if they lose this one, because they will be very short on money. Furia playing around the corner of a smoke in mid. Does he start the flank? Very scary with 3 players. If you find one, you're probably going to be in a trade frag scenario. Snow playing the off angle. Furia being real careful with a minute on the clock. There'll surely be somebody looking behind.
Ooh, this flank is looking very good right now. It's looking really good. Oh no, oh no, this is the absolute worst thing that could possibly have happened. Execution from Pyria. Can he finish them off? Yes, he absolutely can. What a great finish to the first map for Priest. And they're looking to make it a quick 2-0. We'll see if they're able to do that here. We'll see paiN UA on that T side. We'll see what Senzu can do.
It's a 1P250 for paiN. I'm disappointed. One of their pistols yesterday. They were wielding too. And there's so much range on Overpass as well, especially if you're heading out here. P250 makes sense. Great work. The classics still hitting today. Pulling that crosshair away. Guess has got so much to give. Pyria trying to make some space for himself. See how he blocked that smoke. Can he get anything from it though? He can go back to the well later on. Big Zera fishing for something as the numbers get thinned out for paiN. 3 remain. Enough players though to turn things. Oh, that was nasty from Nyx. BSM and Big Zera will be entertained. The fine China is out. The brioche, the croissant on the A-bomb site. But the baguette's on B.
Senzu just holding them at bay. They can't get through. He cannot get through.
Maybe I should have said the
at least there's a
bratwurst
kill.
on B, since it's Germany. But I don't know that much German cuisine. Like there's, you know, schnitzel, bratwurst, that could be on B. But then what's on A? I don't know what else is. I mean, that might be the whole menu in Germany. What else is there?
Currywurst.
I'm trolling. Our producer might be German. I don't know what breakfast is in Germany.
Well, I gotta say, Germany, no offense to Germany, but it's not my favorite cuisine.
Let me just Google this quickly. What is breakfast in Germany? Breakfast is one of the warm beverage such as coffee, tea, or hot cocoa. Next follow slices of fresh, crusty, or toasted bread, brot, or bread rolls, brotchen, with various breads and toppings. All right, so brot and brotchen on A, and then bratwurst and schnitzel on B. All right, we've got it there for the future.
Force buy though from the CT side. paiN Gaming with a B stack as well with that. It's the NQZ who's towards the bathrooms. A very dangerous 5-7. They are walking towards him though. He's going to spot them and that's going to enable some form of rotation. But actually, you know, we're not seeing any T players by paiN kind of left towards the water side. So they don't have too much of a pivot point here. They've likely committed straight into A. Makes sense with all the nades. See if there's any shenanigans to be had here. There's that 5-7. We talked about it. It's very painful. But only getting the one does still leave paiN in a great position. Getting the bomb plant. And try is he's working his way around the back to the smoke here. Nasty spot with the Mag 10. It's Snur. John Snur.
Because Zera keeps blocking the smokes that are being thrown into the A-bomb site. Didn't work in his favor on this occasion, but we'll keep an eye on that for the rounds to come. A dry start to Overpass for the CTs. But it's such a fascinating map, the angle of shadows and how that can be used for information by the CTs. Of course, the T's are aware of that as well, so there's always a dance in that regard. But one of the, we've seen some experiments with different maps, some of which have just been put in the casual modes in CS. But I think Overpass is a genuinely great new map, fully new map, which seems exceedingly difficult to do in Counter-Strike. Ancient is like a very Dust 2 map, if you will. But Overpass is its own beast.
Yeah. Oh. Good find from Try with the USP. Oh. Battle of the door. AK-47 is going to get bested there for the moment. Actually getting a little messy here in this door position. The bomb is there as well. A little bit deeper though. And you got Nyx kind of working his way around the back with around Monster with the Galil. So, Nyx might be the X factor in this one to kind of push it over the edge for paiN.
Sentu's looking a bit vulnerable here. He might need a parent or guardian to come and pick him up.
I mean, they want to hold on to these guns that are down there, James.
I can see this round being lost, although Nyx coming through will change that. You just see people bunching up versus pistols in connector, and you start to worry. But they had it all under control. Is there a sound cue? Oof. 20 seconds. They've got to go quick. And again, since it was so close, he was one shot away from being in the bin. But there are calm faces on the squad. Again, experience will do that. The nerves will no longer exist.
Definitely a nice round for damage, though. Good prediction from Senzi, too, on that peak. He was very, very, very fast in the reaction there. Almost looked like he replied it.
Look at that smoke. You're welcome.
Typical CT util deployed here towards the fountain and the T-ramp. T-steps, whatever you want to call it. This forces the guessing game. Do the CTs have a forward setup? With that said, though, they did get the pick onto Big Azera by the party, so that's definitely a problem for paiN. Sorry, for paiN. It's a great thing for paiN. They don't have door control at the moment, but they might be starting to work on that more fully. So yeah, we're going to walk down into the door. This gives pivot points to just draw rotation to one side or the other and then kind of capitalize on the site you think's weak.
Those nades around the toilets are part of the default to take the AWP angles away. The smoke first, then the molly by divider for the various AWP angles, which have been long quite common on Overpass. Anyway, 35 seconds remain, and Snow is in a good position. Although, yeah, Try's got no pop flash for this smoke, actually, so Nyx has got to go in there dry, and he'll be punished for doing so. There is a 3v2, though. They have cleared the bomb site somewhat as Pyrrhia's fishing through the smoke. But it might be just safe enough to get that bomb planted. And QZ and Pyrrhia, do they commit to the site now? Pyrrhia with only 17 HP. And it seems the answer is an immediate no. But yeah, like when I think they could have, paiN could have really done with, I mean, their push was successful, but like if they have the pop flash for the guy next to Monster, then it would be even easier. And Snow got a 2K there, which, I mean, if he eats the flash, he's probably spraying the tunnel anyway. But look out for that in future, because that can be very strong into that smoke, but there was no flash available on this occasion. But regardless, the numbers game will win out for paiN, who moved to 4.
Yeah, great start after a very difficult map one, that's for sure. But, you know, we'll see if paiN can keep it going and just prevent any footing being found by the paiN side. For me, it does feel like it could, you know, in theory, it could be like a great map for the paiN, but again, it's hard to know like where the scrim time has gone. And I get that typical grenades opening from the CTs. Forcing the Ts to slow down, forcing them to use extra utility to clear some of these closer positions. Also control, door control. So very basic stuff coming out from paiN UA right now. I mean, it's kind of just what you kind of have to do on a typical round in a T-buy. NQZ is somewhere with an AWP now, so you know, we can see he's actually looking into water or has that water angle from B shorts. He could be a really big factor.
With 3 players so committed around A for paiN, surely they pursue more information here. As we head to that 40-second mark, that's when more feet start to move. Body starts to get warmer. Hairs in the back of your neck starts to stand on end. Superior and Bigazera getting closer to that connector position as NQZ tries to hold the back of the B bomb site, dropping Kavem. The reinforcements are on the way. Smokes are up, bomb needs to get planted, but the CT start to fall.
And the smoke, VSM finding one more is going to make life look really good now, finally for paiN. After 4 rounds in a row where they couldn't get much going. Now Try's going to be forced to back away. Then with a huge multi-kill in this round, providing really exactly what paiN needed.
Counter-terrorists win.
It is really great to see a player like VSM and his performances on paiN. I mean, it's obviously it's a bonus that we get to see all these kind of jolly camera viewpoints of him, but ultimately, you know, he provides a lot on the server in terms of multi-kills with the rifle. And he's quite reliable as well.
Yeah, I'm a VSM fan. Bye for both squads once more. Going to be a take of short B on this occasion then, early for the T side. Very early. Try's got angles onto the bomb sites, and that's a much needed frag with snow collecting too. Both teams getting off to a fast start. Map control for paiN, but heavy losses at the same time.
And the map resets now. Now, Biggest Area is in a deep position on A long, but after some of the util that was used to kind of clear party, we've got an extra player that is also on the A site now, which will be Pyria. So, two to a bomb site. And Biggest Area, if he can find like a really good timing for a wrap here, that could end the rounds. And he is looking for it. He's actually on the move. Now, depending on where... Okay, they're going to make sound cues. It's too easy for Biggest Area. It takes down 1. That's all he had to do. Falling back off of that. He's got the key information. And now, Senzu is looking for him.
Senzu nasty frag. Good. I can't believe he got that after checking the left side. Ofango looks good for Bigazera. Pyria still waiting. 2v3 is winnable. Snow has taken some liberties and moved into short B, which allows NQZ to rotate over towards that A bomb site and help out. Clock is ticking as well. They don't have time to clear the whole bomb site. But will he pick the right angle? Tries collected, as is the bomb. And Senzu needs to simply survive now as paiN find a second round here on Overpass.
Yeah, very threatening is Senzu with the AWP. I like how he was treated in that round. You know, low HP player, you got the AWP, and he can kind of just really try to make something happen. You're almost considering yourself already dead and expendable. But can you get an opening somewhere? But, you know, well, very good round from Snow. I think you triple kill for him. This initial spray down in Monster into that final hold on the door position to get the bomb down. But you can definitely see the danger that Senzu presents on this roster as a star player that's picked up for paiN. A lot to build around. But paiN Gaming on the way up here on Overpass.
See what they can do, paiN, with the hero sniper. I love a hero sniper round, especially on the T side. Always makes me think of paiN biceps. So many plays and situations that have much lore in CS. bigazera can hear the rotation towards that long position. There is plenty of time on the clock, however. Oh dear. Oh, he's pulled his knife out. That could have been something. The AWP still exists. Is he going to have a closer look, I wonder? Playing as far back as possible as far as A is concerned, which makes sense in a round such as this. But will you get curious for information at some point? There'll be a flash for him. Oh, safety first. Very patient from NQZ. Looking for some more. Kven will pick up the AWP though. 35 seconds left, 2 versus 4. Are they going to lose it here? Just not an ideal situation, really.
Yeah, but I do think, well, for paiN, obviously it works out quite nicely because I think the real objective there is, I mean, getting a bomb down, winning a round, it's hard to achieve that. But if you can get some kills, like 2-3 kills, that would have been huge. I think that was really the main objective, is just do as much damage as possible. So paiN holding on to their eco, I think you've got to consider this map similarly to an Inferno, where you need to have all your utility as a CT side. It makes an enormous difference. And you've also got to maintain the integrity of always having an AWP if you can. So they're going to be able to do that. Three to 4.
I think the required pacing of Overpass, considering what the T's have to clear out to push the CTs back on A, just gives, like, when it's a big game, just adds to the tension, provides much atmosphere. Any steps will be heard by bigazera. He will have to be patient though. Does he hear the scope from that distance? Short B taken once again. It's on the clock. Who blinks first? Oh, have a look at the bogs. Now, okay, I was wondering, NQZ that far back catching the first frag. Maybe wonder if they'd expect bigazera, but he dies almost at the same time. Nick's walking into B, looking for opportunity now. Is VSM ready to trade? There are so many players coming his way.
Gets it. Oh, he gets 2. That is a really, really nice defense ultimately from VSM. Makes it doable. But the problem is this AWP is posted. It's such an enormous problem. He's going to need a very strong peek, but straight into try he goes and gets absolutely shut down. An explosive round, but still money to buy for the paiN side. So the job's not done just yet from paiN UA, of course.
Oof, like the tension.
Might gets broken if they lose this one, though.
Yeah, tension in that scenario. Unbeknownst to them, paiN on short B. Looking towards long as well, just waiting for an overextension from the CTs, but they're very aware of the red line, where if they cross it, things may go good, things may go bad. Becomes more urgent now when the money is kind of low, but to lose 2 players on B so quickly, it's such a rough position because you're kind of contained elsewhere as part of the default of the T's. So what are your chances of saving with a layout like Overpass? maybe compelled to look for something. Having an AWP in the final 3 will certainly help. NQZ left in position up top. Needs to look for a timing, and they will find one, but not what they were looking for. Your princess is in another castle.
My princess, not my castle.
Hashtag.
Here, well, the money's gone, so you kind of would love to save this rifle. I don't know if it's happening, though. He's backing into the problem. You can't back into the problem. Okay, well, that's it. Money's gone. Back to poverty. They're outside the soup kitchens. But will they take all the soup?
What kind of soup is it?
I don't know. They're gonna take all of the soup.
It's just
so no one else
generic
can have it.
soup.
Then they're gonna sell the soup, James. And then they're gonna start a business and get their way back up there.
I was in New York City for one day recently, but I did not look for any soup. Because there's the famous soup from the Seinfeld, but I went for the famous Japanese ramen, as is my ritual in New York. Pistols begging for a stroke of luck here, and not going to get much as expected. Again, the map of Overpass is the pick of paiN UA. You did not get too much mileage on Inferno, but it was fun to see how aggressive Senzu is on Banana. But they're looking pretty comfortable on Overpass. Again, their numbers are good. So for those of you unfamiliar with the tenure of this roster, they have 2 relatively new players, about 18 days apiece. So a map like Overpass can provide quite a challenge to be effective, but so far it is going swimmingly for the team, I think it's fair to say. I would not be surprised in the slightest if we head to a 3rd map of Mirage between these squads. And honestly, I would love to see that. I just want to see Senzu running around doing whatever he wants and not backing down. I think that would be quite entertaining, especially with VSM, the big clutcher on the other side. I think we have the ingredients for a good game of Mirage. But let's see if they take Overpass.
Yeah, it's not done just yet. A couple rounds left in it, potentially for paiN. I think you see back on the AWP. The AWP. Typical opening here for both sides. Although we're going to charge straight through these smokes, get a little bit of pace behind this A default.
Bottom's got a HE for him. Love that combo.
Oh! That was the chance, wasn't it? That was the chance. That was to kill Senzu as well.
You can never make a play like that in solo queue. It's just not going to happen.
Well, next has gone down to Snow. So Snow pushes the monster fight and actually makes it work. It smokes it off as well. So that your lurk is gone now. It has been replaced by Senzu. But there's no water control. So like the pivot back to B is not too likely with this current setup for the T side. And NQZ, oh, he gets the legs on Kvem because he was still jumping there on the boost. But still good damage. And it seems like paiN are in a great position to capitalize because Zera with the push up the stairs for a double. And with that, there's now nothing left.
Senzu and JT remain. 30 seconds. Bomb needs to be rescued, but running out of personnel to rescue that bomb. Looking for that trade frag out, but the flash will be enough. That is a vital round for paiN. They were living off scraps for most of this half, but even that one round makes a difference, and perhaps there's one more on the table for them. They could win this one. Things would be dramatically different at halftime versus how things were shaping up. A lot of people lucky to dodge some fatal AWP shots in that round prior. This time only NQZ's got the AWP. Only 5 kills for him in this half, and that is not a Bardolph smoke.
Some good opening damage done to the paiN Gaming side with this B control. Looking to go for maybe just walk into the B side here. Some smokes coming across. So switching up the approach here quite significantly from the last round. Snow guarding Monster does have the assistance from VSM, who's been pretty great on the side. Peria takes down and try on the flank. That's a huge presence there. And that's going to signal Prussian. They've got to go in for this. Nyx with the opening kill, a double as well. And now a smoke down on the side to try to secure the plant.
Look at the turnaround. Are they going to expect Snow though? He's got a spray for the second as well. JT denied the bomb plant. Back and forth we go. That pendulum is not staying still. Senzu in a 1 versus 2. Plenty of time. Doesn't want to give the sound cue. Narrowly dodge, touching that incendiary. May have an idea as to where they are, but NQZ will find one more for paiN. The deficit is reduced to 2, and we might have a very different second half on our hands now.
paiN, UA, 7 rounds at the end of the first half and 5 for paiN. Definitely a difficult start on map 2 for paiN, but starting to look a lot better towards the end of that first half. We'll see if that trend will continue here now that they get to play from the T side and dictate the pace themselves. James, paiN UA need to make this happen. They got to force a third map.
Let's see if they can.
All right.
I mean, I still think even if the score was tied at halftime, that paiN should be an underdog. I want to say like a considerable underdog, but again, with how recent the roster changes are for paiN UA, that is something it should be in paiN's corner also. Try spotting one, hearing a few more. Oh dear, avoided the flash, did not avoid the headshot though. That was beautiful. Grapes exploding around the A area. Them and Nix versus 5 getting ruined by paiN. A good start, I think, is absolutely necessary for paiN to be a threat in the second half of this map, and this is certainly a good start. If ESM Bigazera and, well, actually no, they don't have Kevlar, it's just Pyria who needs to get away from the explosion to get the cheap helmet upgrade. This is Kevlar is perfect. ESM and Bigazera are naked, so it is irrelevant to them. That's something that you should always pay attention to. And Pyria will indeed be miles away from the explosion. Those little details really do matter. Can be the difference between an AK or something else.
Terrorists win.
Damn, that was I mean, the setup in the bathrooms with 3 players did look kind of dangerous, especially because JT got the information with the peek from Divider there, and even still, you know, the Glocks, the headshots, they came raining in, and paiN were relatively untouched. They were pure. Well, now we go into the next round. We'll get the force buy from paiN. We'll see if they can do anything with this. We did see paiN stack the B side of the map when they were in a similar territory in the first half. And looks to be a similar approach from paiN UA as well.
I think in terms of keys to victory, we need to see more impact from NQZ if he is to wield a sniper in this half. A little quiet in that first half.
Okay, that's not good. That's not good news. Losing a player there. I was going to say they're pretty brave to just go with only 2 players into the door position, because I feel like that is such a good spot for these force buy rounds to fortify. But lose 1 player just peeking, or rather taking that fight against the booster anyway.
I think rounds, like situations like this rather, when overpasses the pick of your opponent are an interesting test as well, in terms of how you overcome the problems. A 4 versus 5 versus a force buy, where your opponents can take risks to look for info and try and find time for that rotation. 40 seconds, JT sees nothing. So there are still 3 players over towards B. So counter utility from the CT squad. Still no frags whatsoever for paiN. 25 seconds on the clock. That's their last molly. They have flashes, but the mollies could be so key here. They're rotating the bomb back though and catching the CTs on the rotation, but the CTs are catching the heads. 4 on 3, 15 seconds. The dream is collapsing for paiN. There's surely nothing left in this one.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? A little bit of surf. That was all that was left. The final move. Oh, no. Oh, and boy. Finish off Snow. He's like, no, you don't get...
So much for the good start. That's long gone now.
Just shake it
They've
off.
won the map. They've won the map, Dan.
They won the map?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
They won the map 6-8. Okay. Okay. Well, the scouts come out for Bigazera. I don't know if he can make it look like a Henny scout. That's a special treat that we got yesterday. The Henny scouts. Bosh. I think the thing that's the most important thing really is just doing damage. You got to get 3 kills at least, I think, against paiN UA, because you just don't want them to be able to, you know, when you do eventually win a round, be able to kind of just buy up fully the next round again. Like you really want to get momentum to just put it to bed on map 2, but you know, it's easier said than done, of course. Such a nasty boost there.
It made me wonder what Lucas is up to, Henny's brother. He hasn't been on a team since April of last year. He is streaming regularly. Then there were 4. paiN Gaming closing the distance towards A and finding an opening. One of those hero rifles able to get something done. paiN slipping away from B as paiN is slipping out of this round. This is going to be a big setback for them if they lose this one. NQZ avoids the flash. But VSM's got so much to do. And these are the clutch situations where you want VSM to be that last man, but on this occasion, it's too much to ask. Swinging, the Shadow conceding his position. It's going to be really hard to clutch there, even for him. So after winning the pistol, again, I really think a good run at the start of this half was crucial for paiN to be a threat on Overpass. And that has dissolved. The water is clear, and all I can see is paiN UA right now.
Well, they did damage at least. They got 3 kills. I think obviously the bomb plant would have been the cherry on top, but they did not get that, unfortunately for them. So we'll see what they can kind of do from this position. Like you said, it is really a spot of just gross discomfort for paiN. Whereas paiN, they definitely look so much more comfortable than the first map. And so, you know, it's no wonder that they made this pick for themselves in this series. You know, Overpass of paiN, you know, they got 10 maps on recorded history on this 80% win rates. So that's pretty enormous. That's pretty enormous. So lots of confidence for them, obviously. And on the other side of things, you know, there's only 2 maps recorded for paiN on Overpass competitively. So it's clearly not as much of a focus for them.
So we'll have another tech pause. Time to reflect. Wait for things to resume here. There's so much activity in the Brazilian scene. I mean, there has been for a very long time. Many mixes of different players now versus previous configurations. It's always curious to see what everybody's up to. Again, if you're joining us a little late, these teams currently have a 1-1 record. So no one is going to get wrecked. However, in our following match, NIP versus NRG, both teams are 0-2. So somebody is going to get wrecked.
Yep, that's the sad reality of this situation. To be sure. We have our tech pause.
Yeah, I mean, we're a little behind in schedule today as well. Which
I
wonder, like, if you're waiting to get into that game and fight for survival, if that just makes things a little more tense for you.
It does suck to be at the end of the day. Also, shout outs to the production team that are, you know, getting these mega long days. Always a challenge.
Drink water, boys and girls. Drink water.
I think it is interesting though, because there is something to be said for like the skill when everything is on pause, because it is kind of a skill, because, you know, when you're not doing anything, your brain's kind of like taken out of the game to an extent, and so kind of what you choose to do with that is up to you.
Can't imagine where your thoughts go. Dark.
Oh, I'm meditating.
Dark thoughts. Yeah, right.
Get on the floor, cross-legged. I'm trying to manifest.
Right, while we wait for this tech pause to resolve, let's go and have a look at what our A stream is up to.
G2 was always able to respond on the previous map, so gonna be tough. M80's got to string them together, keep this money flowing.
Ooh, Slack's got spotted, flashed off the line. Already a T-side frag. Need to hold your ground. Slacks has done well. Does connect, and now Swish is managing to chip in as well.
There's 3 people here.
Yeah, Slacks is actually so close in that close quarter combat, but he's still able to make the ult work. Now some paiN down to 31 HP, a tough situation ahead of him. He'll deploy his own smoke as some cover. Trying to isolate this fight back is short. It's in the right spot, just couldn't connect onto JBA. So all tied up. Money gone for G2, so M80 should be taking the lead of the game here.
Yeah, huge defense of that B bomb site. 3 players there. G2 never expected that one coming up short. Felt like maybe that kill from Mobs and Connector might have been an opening the gates moment, but the AWP and 2 M4s behind it really put a stop to everything. And at that point, they're all so committed, there's no falling back and readjusting the angle of attack. So we're tied, and G2's out of money. First hiccup for G2 in this series so far. First little speed bump they've ran over.
See if it's a fork in the road as well. Shouldn't be much for a Desert Eagle and a couple of P250s. Then again, it isn't a pistol round, as we all know. Jason's second law. Technically, it was his first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Yanko might have something to say about the second law.
It's in dispute.
Yeah. What would Yanko's law be? If there was to be one, you know, if you could have one in the game.
Many unbearable hours later.
Back! We are back! Can you believe it? 6-9 if you are just joining us here for the second half. It's started off well for paiN, but then very quickly went just all to pots. And it looks like Furio's not having too fun of a time there in the tunnels. It's going to get naded to death. So yeah, we're looking at a save here. After paiN did just got reset on the economy completely. And James seems to think that this game's over. And I disagree, James.
I think there are important windows where you must seize the moment when you're an underdog. And one of those moments, they were chopped in half, climbing through the window, if you will, and find themselves in a Glock round now. And I think it will be an insurmountable task on Overpass specifically in the vacuum of this game, following on from that capitulation. But if I'm proved wrong, it would be great to see. I would really enjoy that. So let's see. I can absolutely count on one hand the amount of times I've made a call like that. Maybe this is the only time, but I think it's a fun thing to put out there once in a while to see if it will ring true or not. There's much work to be done for paiN Gaming when they pull the big guns out. This is a nice round for Passion to just pad the coffers a little bit for variants to come. NQZ will be AWP no Kevlar for round 17. This is the time to find that impact then. Again, as I mentioned before, I'm looking to him for a good performance if there is to be success in this half. Yeah, and that's really important as the CTs look for a way to find an advantage after losing a player. They are punished for doing so. That really cripples their opportunity in this round. Having a look once again, but someone's going to have to find a multi-frag here. They are at the mercy of paiN, but that clock is ticking. It's time for them to execute. Pyria playing contact. It's a flashbang for him to swing. 2 spotted. The traders there. Numbers are dwindling now as JT's on an island. He's got so much to do. We'll try and hope for is a chance to stop the bomb plant, but that's not going to happen either. An important round to win for paiN. But again, Passion padded the wallet somewhat with that prior round where it was just Glocks for paiN. That'll be really important for them going forward. But there is an opportunity for paiN to catch up here.
Terrorists win.
Let's have a look at this action. Really well done by paiN. Dan's reconnecting quickly, in case you heard some silence for a while. I can hear him, but I don't think you could. So that'll be sorted out. And you're stuck with me. Let's talk about Zempic. Only joking. There was a tech pause in fairness, and the Nico round when we were talking about that. But now we're deep into the action. Round 18. That would have been a really good duel for Pyria to get the best of. Both teams with some fast rounds towards short B. It's these 4v5 scenarios where I think recovery may be quite challenging for paiN on Overpass specifically. Let's see what they're able to do. They're holding on to a good amount of util. Expect an AWP is lurking somewhere in the hands of Try. So again, having presence with 4. Rounding corners while trying to avoid that AWP. And find a way into this round. A tall order on Overpass. No, you're not. Oh, it seems I need to continue, and actually they can't hear you. So until they tell me that you can be heard, I'm just gonna roll on my own. 24 seconds, and this push comes through towards B. They've got the numbers to trade frag if required, and the CT start to fall, but they could still stop this bomb plant. 15 seconds. JT trying to get ahead of the smoke. Senzu trying to stop the cross. There'll be an instant trade now, and VSM finds himself alone. He's got to commit to this bomb plant. The smoke is up. But how can he solve this puzzle? Which way does he go? He's got the AWP, he scopes in, but before he can mouse one, JT will put him out of his misery. A noble effort from paiN. There won't be enough on this occasion. Again, that early 5-on-4 was really, really big. That duel towards short B was key. Makes such an impact if the CTs can get ahead early, and then they can sit back, and it's just really difficult. A problem to solve on a map like Overpass. You have to ask James how to solve that one. We know he loves himself some Overpass. It was a James nerf when Overpass left the map pool, but it's back.
Hello. See if this works now. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're back. I think. I've been told that I am back, James. Back on the internet.
Who told you?
Maybe in spirits. I don't know.
I changed your name to Tyrone. Tyrone Capadia.
Such a statement. Proclamation. Aggression, though, from the CTs here on Fountain. It's getting really up in the faces of the T side. VSM, he can get this pick on JT. That's massive now because, again, this forward positioning of the CTs gets destabilized by just that control out of the stairs. Now Try has to turn around. So with the right util here, this is very, very good here for paiN. Opportunity strikes. But Senzu's in a really, really forward angle, and he may not be checked for by the Playgrounds, looking to shut down all the fun. Oh my god, how does Big Azeri get that? That's crazy. paiN now suddenly at 5 versus 2, and they're in a really good spot here, James, because the money's definitely quite wonky for paiN UA.
How do you even save here? Pyrrhia's chilling by a monster. There's nowhere to go. paiN's turn to be victims. This is a really good time for paiN to have a round such as this. I would encourage them to go for a hunt here. I mean, they need to get the bomb planted. You can see how careful they're being. They don't have much money in the bank, but they are, they are going to win this round. Pyrrhia will end it for the remainder. The washing machine will betray him. But yeah, this is an important opportunity for them. They're being very careful indeed. They may have info as to only where one of these players is, but I mean that gap's going to be 3. We'll see what the buy looks like for this squad afterwards. Are they going to hunt further, I wonder? Nyx could drop a rifle. Senzu may be in a position to buy, so paiN could probably squeeze a good round out of this if they can hold on to these 2 weapons. But opportunity knocks for paiN. They will have tunnel vision on the next round now as they look to claw their way back to a potential win on Overpass.
Yeah, a couple gun save does definitely allow another buy for paiN. So it's going to be really fun to see what they cobble together. Because I could definitely see them trying to play a little bit more aggressively. Maybe play for more door control. We'll see. I love the B water control plays as well. But I just think that this would be a nice round for a mix-up to play disruptively. If they can shut down paiN in this next round, then that would likely just be a kind of round-winning, or rather, sorry, map-winning series of plays. So we'll see what they're able to do here with all the M4s. No AWP on board. 2 players going for the forward presence there. Towards bathrooms, actually, they get to actually sent back. Opting to play fairly passively in this round. They do have enough util at the start of the round to be able to play a slower round, the CTs.
He got tagged through the smoke. He had no idea where he was getting shot from. Still standing for now. Keep an eye on JT on the radar. Number 8 moving through the bogs. That smoke won't be there forever. He may be the initial engager. Maybe between him and Try. Utility offered towards B. Will it pull rotation? Snow punished. Walking through the smoke. That's a cheap 5-on-4. Again, that offers strong advantages. Also, look at how far back the bomb is. Someone's got to go and collect that at some point, which may stunt the growth of paiN in this round. You can't afford to give a cheap frag up like that. Chose the risk in the wrong round, unfortunately for them, because they're giving some sound cues, which JT will be aware of. Now that bomb will go and get rescued as they look to head towards B.
Strong angle there. It's very hard for Pyrrhia to win that. This is desperate now. This just feels like there's not... Everything is known. BSM's going to need a crazy entry. A couple entries here. Transfer attempt. Oof, almost actually had it, but it's going to be Big Azeri who trades out a monster. So 2 versus 3. Some of these CTs are already weak. What a shot, though, from NQZ. Out of nowhere. Does get traded, though. The bomb has to be planted. There's simply no time. Try knows it. And the punish is too easy. And that's the 12th round there. And that's, I think, a really big relief for paiN to pick up that one, because this should now secure the map now that they're 12-8 up.
Yeah, those picks from NQZ were really nice. But again, losing the first man puts them so far back on Overpass. So difficult to claw your way back. And, from a spectator point of view, when you walk through a smoke and you just get shot for free by the guy on the other side, it always looks stupid, but it doesn't mean that it is. Gambles being taken. They probably had a read on where the CTs would be standing, and on this occasion, it was the wrong read. If it goes their way, then perhaps they get a lot from it, but this time, they won't get much at all. That bomb being planted is crucial for them to have any reasonable buy in this round. They'll have quite a lot of utility, all things considered. Now they need 4 from 4. But again, as it gets tougher when you're missing a piece of utility here and there, VSM on a Mach 10 against Game Point is crazy. That might just make things easier for paiN.
Well, at least, you know, there is a lot to work with for paiN right here. I think there's a lot of practical application too for a Mach 10 in a buy rounds on Overpass. So we'll see how VSM, you know, works that. Easy choice to kind of begin clearance as usually he has through the holes at the door area. But oh, here it goes down straight away. Not a good start here for paiN.
Yeah, these 4v5s, I'm telling you, the numbers just go down so much. VSM gets an upgrade though. If they use too much util to close the distance on A, they will struggle to execute on the bomb site with enough util, which means dry peaks. And when Try is moving around with an AWP, life is going to be very difficult indeed. Overpass is punishing, it's oppressive. When you lose that first man on the T side, it compounds the problems. Try outstaying his welcome, maybe gives opportunity on this bomb site. The flashes come through, JT avoids them all, and he has support from Senzu also. VSM and Snow remain 2 on 3, desperately trying to stay alive on Overpass.
And they might just be able to make this happen here. The bomb we planted. Very important 1v1s on both sides, though. Very difficult now. Position for Snow, 10 HP. He needs 2 insta headshots to keep himself alive in this one. He's creeping on wide, trying to find that position, but it's so well played by Kvem. And with that, paiN UA take map 2, and they will force us to a 3rd and deciding map in this series.
And, you know, it's a different type of game, map rather, to like a Dust 2 or a Mirage. So there are many things you can't remove, and there are a few things that you can. So I don't know. I don't know how you solve that one, but I look forward to seeing.
One eternity later.
Yeah, I was going to talk about some more points around that, but we're in the game now, so we'll look and see who gets this edge going into this game of Mirage. The T side will be comprised of paiN UA. They're going to be making their way through the B apartments here onto this B site, and so this is out really quick. Oh, that is just clean pistol work from VSM, and this has been demolished. There's nothing left now in the B apartments except Try. Oh, damn. They absolutely shut it down.
I wish they had a P250. Man, I bigged them up with the P250. I even put it on our little MS Paint thing. And they all had Glocks in this round. He's too far away for a headshot, down short. But Try isn't versus the USPs. So it will be tough to break terra firma and get footsteps on the B-bomb site on that occasion. And VSM comes into this one happy.
Yeah, 2 instant kills. I mean, that's what you need to do in pistols. The players are coming in so quickly. If you're going to have a defense, you got to get the kills just as quickly, or else the T's get too much space and things get awkward. But you get the force buy, and it honestly looks like paiN just want to hit the A site, and it is a retake approach for the CT side. paiN can just give up all the forward space, no one playing close positions, and they can allow the bombs to go down. And the retaking with all the smokes that they have is going to be pretty solid, I think, for paiN. We'll see if they can do it though.
Key thing is distance. Oh dear. Maybe not against the Deagle. JT dropping Snow is a huge one because that really compromises the CT position. The combo meal deal. The HE and the rifle. Oh. Now we've got big problems for paiN. Big problems. Yeah, and they know it as well. Losing CT was a huge issue for them, and they scurry away, tail between legs. Can't throw any more at this problem. It will not be solved.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, that's like one of the only ways you lose the round is if your CT player goes down immediately. The T's pick up his smoke and then can get to take that forward space, like you said, into CT spawn. That's like that's it then. That's crazy. Because we talked about kind of theoretically what the CT side was set up to do, which is to play retake. And if you can maintain the CT position ticket and so on, then you're in a great spot. But hey, wrench has been thrown immediately into the works. Look at that shot. That's a great deagle headshot as well. I mean, you can't blame Snow too much for getting wrecked by that. But they're going to have to force buy back into this one. They're going to spend everything. And Passion UA going with a heavy mid opening in this round.
How do you find an edge if you are paiN in round 3? Making a play towards the ramp might be the first way. That will be heard by Nyx. Nothing crazy there. They won't leave anyone in situ as Kvem fishes around connector. So there is a lurker in Palace for Passion. Who'll keep the CTs honest to some regard. What do the remaining 4 do? Creeping into connector versus what's essentially a force buy. biggerZero's got support here as well, and they fall like dominoes, one after the other, with nothing to show for it.
That's a bit disastrous. I mean, amazing turnaround. If they can keep everybody alive, that's going to be crazy. Some guns to be picked up, and
oh dear.
Okay, Trigon's going to make some extra noise there. What a defense and connector though. That's that's the exact wrong place to go where the rifles are.
I thought they might have a second man in a split position to have some better angles to compromise the CTs, but on this occasion, no. And it might be that they heard the 2-man push towards ramp and thought that they would have a better situation. That might be what encouraged him to go through connector with 4 people. They had that pop flash and swing, but paiN quickly reset after that.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, I think those positions may have caught Passion by surprise, and the result is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, bomb didn't go down, so it definitely doesn't the blow is not softened, I suppose. So really good spot then for paiN to take control again. And I wonder if we'll get a similar approach as we saw in that previous round where everyone went towards A and they just kind of got that pick onto Snow and around ticket. But different opening instead here from the force buy of the T side. Scaling down mid quite quickly. One thing you have to remember is they don't have utility really. So they need to be able to be in positions to be able to trade for each other. Or just get clean openings like that. Sensu takes down BSM for free. And that's a gun to be collected as well, up on the cap position. What is the response for paiN? This is already getting awkward.
This may mean more force buys. If no team can win that consecutive round, it'll be a very scrappy game of Counter-Strike, which will be quite highly entertaining for us. He knows one is in the ladder room, but where are the remainder? Seems he could be a lurker, unless there are people on the underside of mid, but paiN have got a lot of information. This is such a key duel. If Pyria somehow comes out worse off here, then the B bomb site is surely done for. Let's see how this one plays out. biggerZero at the back of the site, moving around the bricks. Pyria still standing for now. 3-on-3 for the CTs, made 2 as NQZ gets dropped. Difficulty continues, arguably for both squads, but without position, what do paiN do? Snow waiting patiently. There's no kit though. Pyria's moving far away. Now Pyria starts to hurry back, but oh, he does have a kit, or maybe he found one on A. Either way, they're still just a little bit out of position to really pursue this one.
at least for their sake, they do have some money in the bank. So, you know, especially with 2 safe guns, they'll be fine in the next round. But devastating. Absolutely devastating. Senzu just gets that pick onto VSM on Cat. Just perhaps a super fast timing onto the bench that was not expected. And again, you know, usually, and here it is, usually on a T side when you don't have utility like we discussed, you know, because they were force buying, you know, you're going to be looking for faster timings. You're going to be looking to maybe have a couple players there with Senzu to try to trade into kills because you don't have the ability to play the util game and clear space in the normal fashion. So VSM getting caught off guard there, you know, they're going to have to be wary of that. But full buy or close to that for both teams. Galil for try.
Big entry. Really big. Considering going for it, paiN, but they have plenty of time. Early 4-on-5 for paiN. Losing a play, pushing up short. Now, again, how do you try and take control of this round in a situation where the T's will absolutely set the pace? You've got to find a way to do something, a forward position. paiN engages here. He's got to find more than one. Oh, that's a great way to start, though. It's a lot of information as well. He's got 2 players here. Rotation not so desperate. That smoke will certainly help the CTs if Biguzero can escape this situation. Indeed, he can. He's got great cover as well from Snow.
Yeah, prime position for Snow to cover this one. The muzzle flare, revealing the position and a great follow-up. What a hold there from paiN. Again, a very tricky start. A lot of these rounds have tricky starts for sometimes for both teams. But paiN coming out back on top. And you're talking about, you know, nailing those consecutive rounds, how key that is. And paiN are the ones to be able to do that. And they're the ones to also take the timeout here.
Yeah, I think they need to get the adrenaline back to a reasonable level. Well, with that bomb plant, the 4 spies are going to continue. paiN won the previous round. It was 2-2, so haven't got that consecutive one just yet, which means the 4 spies will continue. Back and forth. On a map like Mirage as well, I feel like it happens more often on this map for some reason. But NQZ has been able to squeeze out an AWP. Zero playing from below the window. Delayed swing out VSM for support. Trying to play behind these smokes as Senzu is dropped early. We noted how aggressive Senzu was in the first map of this series. Expecting big things from him here. But I think finally it'll be paiN's economy that is put firmly in the dustbin. As this will bring the 4 spies to a close. Nice one from JT. Okay, all right. Things are getting expensive, but paiN will put a stop to that. Now things might calm down.
Yeah, it's looking like the tempo, or rather the temperature is going to come down a little bit now. We'll see if those 2 Deagle kills mean anything. Sometimes, you know, getting these small extra kills can actually end up being fairly game-changing, like creating a scenario where a CT side has to kind of just full save as opposed to buy. We'll see if, you know, that territory is reached. Not too much to worry about here. Looking for another Deagle shot is JT, but won't find purchase this time. Snow in the dark position, able to do a lot of good stuff with the AK-47. And they're going to shut the round down almost immediately. And that's a 5-2 scoreline now. So up like a rocket ship on the scoreboard is paiN.
And now a more normal game will begin. Those 4 spies back and forth are always entertaining, though, especially on Mirage. Now the AKs will be out. Probably around 4.5 or 4,300 per person average. for the T squad, so there'll be plenty missing, but the AKs will not be. And that's quite important. We've seen lots of opening frags, be it a rifle, be it a deagle, in this game already. That'll be really important going forward. With this timeout, they can think about the aggression they've seen from the CTs in more than one round in this mid position. I think paiN caught an early frag with some of that aggression. We saw more in the round prior with the incendiary. CTs looking to play behind the smokes. Keep an eye on the underpass, of course. The CTs will change their configuration from round to round, but bigazero jumps out the window once more. The VSM will come to support from short.
Quick pick for VSM there. In that early exchange, bigazero trying to slide back out of mid into the connector. And it's a really good early find for paiN Gaming, and it definitely puts the pressure on. The bomb is being carried by Kvam at the moment. Re-smoking that connected position, so can definitely feel like a threat towards to the B site, covering catwalk. Pop flash there for connector. Are you looking the right way though? bigazero's got to peek out for this. Another easy kill.
Spicy swing from Nyx. I'm not sure if they hear two players on the ramp. It would be critical info if they do. The bomb's in tow. Last two remaining now. We see paiN flanking also. VSM spots that last player carrying the bomb and will not let him escape. So paiN have been pretty consistent with their early mid pressure. I'm not sure how much paiN can do about that unless they swing with the numbers towards top mid. Maybe they've been inclined to do that on a round where they haven't planted the bomb and may not have all the money in the world. But bigazero jumping out the window, playing around that smoke, and VSM have been looking to set the pace early on Mirage. He started on short and finished outside Palace in that round.
Oh yeah. And it's generally looking way more comfortable. Now the fast play into the B side. paiN, I don't know if he knows anything about this, although now he knows. He's just gonna hold his ground. Oh, you gotta respect it. The eagle comes out. It's not gonna find anything, but he died for the cause. Straight into VSM, and another super fast round in favor of paiN Gaming. These are some of the cleanest, easiest rounds we've seen all series, actually, in for paiN at least.
To respect that he stood his ground there. I would have been running for the hills. But the shutdown is good. The confidence is very high indeed. And said, nah, bruv. Oh, no more rifle? Okay, we'll go for the deagle then. 5-round lead, and a second AWP comes out. This is quite a juicy scenario. This will definitely mean a completely different configuration from what we've seen on the CT rounds with bigazero and the action in mid. There'll still be pressure though, but perhaps not in the way they're expecting. Now they know that NQZ and the AWP is on short. He's the usual man with the scope. Will they be expecting paiN though? He is looking towards B at present. And there are people headed in that direction, it seems.
Sensu doesn't want to give away mids completely, just keeping the pressure there. Window will block any info from that position for the CTs. But soon the CTs will be able to see through connector again. And these are where the duels will happen, but there's AWPs out on the field. There's the smoke just in time. Nyx able to make good of that one. bigazero straight past the smoke. They didn't expect it. And oh my, paiN will take down bigazero himself with the HE grenade. As the bomb will need to make its way towards the B site. And you got Try there coming from the apartments, looking to unlock this one. NQZ is in position though, as is his teammates there with him. That's Snow.
One shot, one kill. NQZ is delivering. Almost caught at the end of the bomb site there with that spray. But another successful round. The urgency around mid is so interesting from paiN. There were 3 CTs at top connector who were all itching for someone to peek them. It was crazy watching it on the radar. I was wondering if they were going to go for like a late resurgence in mid with some flashes. I think it was paiN who was rotating over towards A. He had 2 flashes, ended up nading his teammate instead. So I don't know if the timing didn't work out there or if there was a different plan entirely, but they really want to scrap in mid from round to round. Whether it's Big Azera jumping through the window, the AWP going up in the short position, they are hungry for action in that mid area.
Yeah, it's so dangerous because there's so much individual confidence. Like Big Azera knows he has an opportunity here and he's not afraid to take it. I think you can say that about everybody on the team right now. So 8-2 being the scoreline, so much, like an endless supply of funds for paiN Gaming. And once again, paiN just stuck on the pistols.
Some opportunity now, as things could get high variance for the CT squad. Big Azera needs to stay alive, but look at the pre-fire from the Tech-9. He didn't stand a chance. An unlikely round seems to be coming the way of paiN. And every round's crucial right now with how big this deficit is. The bomb plant is denied though. Oh my word, that AWP shot from Pyria is nasty. Just when you thought they might steal a round away, they're not even given that. Run that 20 times, I swear 15 times they're getting that round, but not today.
Yo, I did not know Pyria had that in him. Like, that's actually so again, we talked about the confidence. It's just all over the entire lineup here for paiN Gaming. He was in the zone for that. It did not look favorable at all. It kind of doesn't make sense that paiN Gaming picked this round up, but look at this again, swinging through, headshot of the P250, just instantaneous AWP shots. He knows he's hitting both of those. And the two AWPs are maintained for the paiN Gaming side. Of course, they have all the money in the world for it. Freebie. This team is dangerous.
Again, both these teams currently 1-1. This is not an elimination match, but there is one around the corner. Ninjas versus NRG is to follow after the conclusion of this slobber knocker. paiN currently eating most of the punches. Oh, he started strafing before he fired the shot there, Pyria, but he's ready for some more. He really needs help. The rotation is very far away. Kvem lurking by Connector will be eliminated. While Pyria tries to stay alive, battle sniper mode. But there's nothing left for him on B.
Bomb has been planted.
Good prospect for paiN to maybe scrape one more onto the board before the end of the first half. NQZ, though, are coming off the position. Takes a long time and tries posted. Able to at least get a kill back after the HE blows up Nyx. Reposition comes through. Everything on try right now. Finds one in the door, but gets caught out. And paiN Gaming are crushing this game of Mirage so far. Looking absolutely desperate for paiN. We'll have to see if there's any juice left in the tank. We come back.
One team did a lot, another has a lot to do. paiN and Passion, respectively. Passion a bit shell-shocked after getting ruined round after round by paiN. A back-and-forth affair at the beginning of the half, and after that, paiN pulled away with high-tier tires and left Passion in the dust. Some nice clutches towards the end. You can see what it means for paiN as well. They have done so much that the odds are astronomical for a Passion comeback, as you can see at the top there. They are many a mile away. Road to recovery will be a long one. 8 rounds behind as paiN charge into the B-bomb site. They've got the chain flashes as well. Jumping to avoid the headshot works really nicely. Senzu with the Julies has nothing to offer in this round. 5 on 2. It just goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
No.
They've only got 2 rounds. Might not get any more, James. 2 rounds might be all that they get. You should be grateful for what you have, though, right? In life.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Fem could have done with saving his Kevlar at some point there. I think when the bomb's ticked enough, they're going to take some damage from it. As you can see, only one player gets the cheap helmet. I think a Kevlar save, well, certainly was an option anyway. They'll need everything they can get in what remains of this series as a 1-2 match result is just around the corner for them. If they don't mount a monumental comeback, the scout will be out for try. The 5-7s as well. They have some util, I hope in a dream. It's down to paiN not to capitulate. They should be in complete control from start to finish here.
I'm proud of us that we haven't used Try's name for any puns.
Me too, yeah.
We didn't even have to try and avoid it. It just happened. Well, the push coming through the B apartments. Let's see if they can repeat the pistol round success. Looking a bit better, actually, this time around for Passion. Managing to largely stop this. VSM now out, though, and suddenly these weapons start to do some more damage. Sensu's rotated on through, and he'll get caught in the flames. And now JT is the last man standing. The captain, the in-game leader. There's a 5-7. And he's got an HE. No, nobody's low enough for the HE. It's all about the timings. And speaking of time, he's not got much of it. Is there even a kit somewhere for him? Check the clear position here. Oh, but he gets caught. Look at that teamwork there. You got your brother's back.
It was a nice try. However, this day, perhaps it just wasn't to be for Passion. What a tear paiN have been on in this game. It's been great to watch. We've had the Brazilian scene is so big. There are so many teams, there's so much talent. When you get to the deep weeds of competitions, there can be many also rans. This is a great performance we're seeing from paiN, pushing themselves to a much better situation if they close out for a 2-1 scoreline overall at Pro League. Certainly a team effort, good average of frags on the squad for this game. I love the urgency we saw on the CT side with regards to mid and connector as well. Now let's see if they can close things out.
Bone going back to B. Oh, that's a really big pick to get. Look at these CTs now. They've got their attention towards the A side. That actually opens up B completely. NQZ there with the impact frag of the round, most likely. Creating a timing for his teammates onto this B site. I don't think they were getting in otherwise. There's no way, I don't think. CT's now surely starting to wonder. They don't have the information. They're too light on players, but now they'll certainly know what's going on.
This will be a curious timing. NQZ, I'm sure. Oh no, he's heading towards mid. Well, there's plenty of players to find, as many are in inferior positions. Oh, he'll be spotted. Just a little too close to the corner. Pressure rises for the remainder of paiN. No kit on these last players, and now it's BSM in the clutch, the big boy. But on this occasion, he will be utterly deleted. Things are very urgent for Passion. It will secure the first of many that are required.
All right. just you know, 10 more rounds to get. That was a great pick from NQZ. Okay, so the money's not there for the T side. paiN Gaming just have to throw their lives at something. At one of the bomb sites. They've liked rushing the B partners a lot this half so far. Looks like they are going to that again. Potentially. Or maybe, no. Down the steps we go. For walkabouts. Down to the shop.
That Desert Eagle logo is so much bigger than the clock. Really, if you've ever held, well, if you haven't held a Desert Eagle, it is something to behold, IRL. Holding it and firing it, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I almost broke my nose with it, with the kickback.
I think the one we fired...
I didn't expect the recoil.
The one we fired had a counterweight on the end of it, and still, it was utterly absurd.
Yeah, and especially if you're not used to it, you know, because you're holding your arms out straight to shoot it, and then your the gun just flies back into your face. It's very close to hitting me straight in the face.
Distinct lack of utility for paiN in round 17. They'll be very capable with the AKs regardless. JT repositioning, not reloading just yet. And look at the numbers start to stream in, but he catches Piri up. Things get better now as Senzu is hunting. It's a great angle. And Try is here as well. They are mounting the comeback for the time being at the very least. It only takes one mistake for everything to collapse, but for the time being, they are building.
And you got to be careful when you're in the winning position not to sort of come off of the gas mentally at all. That's the natural response. It actually requires, I mean, you can kind of practice it in your scrims and so on. Just the discipline to always be just 100% until the job is done, because otherwise you naturally do just kind of come off the gas a little bit. It's a natural human tendency that happens when you feel safe. I mean, there's a lot of free momentum here now for the CT side, because these pistols aren't going to really offer too much. I mean, we get an opening pick onto Try, so see if that is something that can be built upon. Imperia with a potential lurk timing in the future into A, if there's presence made towards B, but they're going to be checking him now. Oh, he's quick, isn't he? That's crazy. That is, okay, there's a real chance they can win this round.
I mean, look how spread out the remainder are. There's no util for this pistoling side, but they have expendable players, and it looks like Kfem's going to take a gamble. Now, with all these players towards A, surely Piri is going to make a play first. Senzu's holding down 3 jobs at this point. Palace, ramp, and connector. That's going to pull Kfem away. There they walk through the smoke. Off they go. There will be 2 to deal with, but the Glocks can find out where they are. Do they have enough to trade? Still stuck in the window. And it seems that Passion will stabilize. That was a nervous one, but the test is passed.
Yeah, just a couple of deagles and a couple of kills is huge value. Although it doesn't really matter, I suppose. The economy, you just need 1 round anyway. Imperial's looking for that one, but just really ready for it. AKs are back out then. Full util for both sides. AWP for try. Aggression down mids from the CTs. Huge grenade damage onto try. Is he tradable in that position? He gets out before any HEs will befall him. In fact, there aren't any left, actually. I think that was a double HE that knocked him down so low in the first place. And the catch onto Sensu is a nice return to initiative for paiN Gaming in this round. Looking to close this one out now.
Nick's in a very forward position on B. There's a minute on the clock, a slow approach from paiN, but they're the ones who need to take map control. And this, again, when they've got 4 players, things get so difficult. How are they going to combine towards a bomb site in this scenario? With Nick's deep in B, there will be vulnerability. For who? 3 players creeping up that short position. The CT is going to be so double OP, and they know if Nick's that forward, there's a high chance there's no one else on the bomb site. Time to get their skates on. Molly's perfect to push him away.
Fan with a good angle here as well. Decent timing. Oh, he's going to push that? I mean, there's a world where you push that one, but it will wait for his teammates. Likely the most wise decision. Oh, NQZ finds a moment, capitalizes. Speaking of which, paiN do just the same. Now just down to Pyria. He has been really good so far in this Mirage, but it's just too much to handle. And still, we are in this one. paiN Gaming is not able to close just yet. paiN will not allow this game to finish.
paiN taking a moment to figure out perhaps what they would do if they were paiN. Picking the right bomb site, but not getting the right results. With the rounds they've strung together so far, paiN will be easily focusing on simply the round in front of them. Very well equipped. 2 AKs now on this side, 5 rounds behind. The bomb plants are critical for paiN to keep that pressure up and to keep giving themselves chances. Without the bomb plant, we might be looking at pistols for them. And paiN catching up even faster. But so far, so good as far as paiN are concerned. A quiet game from Senzu. Really, it's Kvem who's the standout for paiN at the moment. But the CT side, perhaps they can all catch up.
Well, it's the half buy from the paiN Gaming side, so not a lot to work with. Again, really favoring the B apartments. Aggressive clearance from the CT side on A ramp, which can be really nice, especially if you're expecting potential A hits. Kind of gets a couple kills and then fall off, and it really just blows up the hit completely.
They've got a lot of util, and they've got a lot of chain flashes. If you look at NQZ and Pyria's positions, they've got a lot of chain flashes to offer to this B bomb site. They've got a molly for the back if they want to throw it there. Pyria's positioned to bounce flashes out of the window, which he will do, but still, Nyx delivers. He catches 2, almost a second one there for Pyria, which would have been a game changer. However, a 2-on-4 is surely going to be too oppressive. Spotted at the back of the van is NQZ, leaving bigazera alone. So again, Mirage B, just like on Ancient, it's a good bomb site if you've got Tech 9s and a boatload of utility. If you're standing on the van, bouncing flashes off the wall where bigazera is standing out of the window will flash you. But their position on the rail of the van, standing peeking, seemed to be better on that occasion. Wasn't flashed. Nyx collects 2. And that is really, really important for them to be able to hold. I want to twiddle my hair.
And the CT setup too was so helpful as well, because that kind of blows up the calculation for paiN. having two players so close to the fake basically allowed them to hear because they're running away. So they know it's a fake at that point. So it's a pretty nice round otherwise for paiN. Just unlucky in the CT setup. And QZ peering above it. Is this another pick for him? Ooh, the coverage of smoke here. Oh my goodness. Some good chunky damage from that HE. Uh-oh, VSM is very low now. The scoreline is getting really close. 4 rounds to separate these two teams. And already, paiN Gaming taking a lot of damage. The flick. And a whiff.
Drive peek for information. Yeah. That is exactly the punish that you need. Risky business. Now, does that increase the level of risk that paiN feel compelled to take? Is JT going to hold position or go beyond? No one's got an angle to flash for him. Campbell's being taken once again. Tri's got an AWP at the back of B. Looks like he might have that rail peak, which is quite useful. From Triple, they can spot short. They've made the right estimation on this occasion, but can they deliver when these T's start streaming in? There is the first one. JT gets 2, traded. 20 seconds to get this bomb planted. Tri can move over to short now. Nyx has to stay alive.
Quick flash to further delay this. Just like you say, the bomb really has to go down right now, and Tri won't be able to see it. Tri also very low on HP, but they have to go for this, as this is the game, the series. Looking to avoid the 1-2 position where every game is elimination. paiN re-enter the sites. Nyx trying to find what he can as his teammate helps to give him some more position with that smoke. And that's going to give him a great fight there. He's going to put the pressure on, looking for the defuse in the smoke. NQZ takes down Tri. Out comes the knife from VSM. Can he find it in time? Nyx is just sticking that one, and he actually gets the defuse. That's ridiculous. What a steal there from him.
God. How have they let that happen? That is utterly ridiculous. They had no business securing that round. No business. And he knows it.
That's just not how that was supposed to go.
That's matchmaking, bro. That's Golden over 3 diffuse. That's really unfortunate. But great from paiN. The timing to put the smoke up to kind of peek around it onto Tetris, that's going to galvanize paiN. But paiN, again, we're human. It's going to be hard to forget.
Good punish, though, from Peria onto JT. So evening up the numbers. Wow, what a shot there from VSM. Extremely ready for Senzu's peak. Now 3 versus 4 here for paiN again. Backs against the wall here on elimination, and it's about to get worse. Kvem goes down. Nyx now through the smoke, trying to make desperate plays, but it might pay off massively. But does he know that there's another one in the smoke? Gets shot in the back. It's Peria again. And now Tri is alone against 3 players with the AWP. This has to be Raps right now.
He knows he's screwed. Look at his face. He's shifting in T-spawn, and he knows the bomb is D.
True.
He is screwed. They don't need to leave.
Not a good feeling.
They don't need to leave, bruv. He's got to shift all the way, and they don't need to leave. This is the end of the line as far as this series is concerned for paiN. Don't see a miracle this time. 13 bullets in the magazine. Got to get escapes on. Doesn't have a smoke on this occasion, and they will come out in a pair to finish off the job. A blip towards the end, but paiN do it in 3. It was a 1-1 game for both these squads. paiN move into a much better position.